FF Sports, legally a parody. Hi friends, Dan O'Keefe here with another exciting edition of Fast Facts Live. For the first time ever, it's Sports Edition. What makes it different? It's all about sports. And also, it's Sunday, the Lord's Day. Joining me in the booth as always is Tom. Hi Tom.
Hold on, let me do it. How's it going?
He did the slide, everybody. He did the
Chris
Chris Collinsworth
I did
patented
it
slide.
awfully. I did it terribly.
Yeah, you didn't really slide. You kind of just leaned back and
I
forth.
don't have a lot of room here.
Okay, way to ruin the movie magic, first off. This is, surprisingly, we are not in a 300-yard studio. We are, in fact, in...
Well, we're also not on Monday Night Football.
That's true as well. Sunday Night Football. Chris
Sorry.
Collinsworth is Sunday, yeah.
Sorry, it's not.
We also,
ESPN Monday Night.
we mixed it up, because it's not Chris Collinsworth and Jim Nantz. It's Al Michaels and Jim Nantz. If I was starting off as Al Michaels, I would have just started with, like, remember how I was the voice of Miracle? I want big plays.
Right. Jim Nantz would be the beginning of the Masters,
Yeah.
the beginning of everything. We should have done a Masters.
A tradition like no other. The Masters.
Only on CBS.
Or if I was being Chris Collinsworth, I'd be like, oh, no, sorry, that's Tony Romo. Oh, I don't know, Jim. It's pretty close.
Yeah, Tony!
So yes, now that we've riffed for a while, welcome to Fast Facts Live. I'm Dan. Tom's the producer.
Hello.
We're also joined by Charty. Hello, Charty. Charty is currently playing Animal Crossing, in case you wanted to know that. Want to go over the rules? Let's go over the rules. We got 5 rounds of 7 questions each. We've expanded. We thought that 5 was too little, but 10 each round was too much. So we went right in the middle at 7. Because halfway between 5 and 10 is 7.
Because it's special.
Special. 7. Is it the 11th?
It's the 12th.
Dang it. If it was 7-11.
Oh,
They didn't do Free Slurpee Day, which made me sad. We also have a Hail Mary round at the end of the game that's worth half of your current score. So if you have 12 points, it's worth 6 points. Get it right, you have 18. Get it wrong, still have 12. It's all good. Send in all your answers at the end of every round together to Charty. So you do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a text. You send it to Charty. If you want to do double or nothing on that, you can. How double or nothing works is you send in double or nothing. If you think you did real well on a category, if you get them all right, congrats. You get double of what that is. So normally it'll be 10 points instead of, actually it'll be 14 points instead of 7. Maybe you can do that. Or 16 points instead of 8. But if you get it wrong, you have 0 points. Even if you get all but 1 correct, nothing. It's a way to risk it. You can use it once per game. You don't have to use it, but we like when you do.
We like it when you do.
Yes. Put that on a poster. We're going to go over the team names right now just to make sure that everybody is in here. And let's see. In alphabetical order, we have Bartolo Colon, Ageless Wonder, Charty, Colowins, Gampops. This is all one word, so I have to say it like one word. Golf Connects intern Dadolf, Hartford Whalers, James Harden Superfan, Joe and the Ferbers, Landro's Best Jams on Spotify, McFarland USA the video game, Not Quiz Cats, The Right Winks, and Z Team. I believe that's everybody. I'm just going to reload to double check. Yes, that is everybody. Welcome, everyone. Also, quick shout out to Jersey Grandma, my grandmother who lives in New Jersey. She may be watching this live, but if not, she'll be watching this in the future.
It's weird that your grandmother's first name is Jersey, last name is Grandma.
You want to know what's really weird? Her first name's Virginia.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it's a different state. Anyways, let's get into it. And our first round here on Fast Facts Live Sports is records. The best of the best, the cream of the crop, the bee's knees of the bee's knees.
Sort of SWAT. I don't know.
I forgot the rest of the Sandlot thing too. Anyway, first question. Which NBA Hall of Famer holds the record for most career points? 30 seconds. Question number 2. 2 NHL players have played for 26 seasons. Name either of them. Or, if you name both of them, that's 2 points. 30 seconds. Moving on to question number 3. What current Cleveland Brown, which is always a bad start, holds the record for most career passing yards in college? 30 seconds. Questiones numero 4. Which former Chicago Cubs pitcher has played for the most major league teams in MLB history at 14? Normally, this next question would be the last question of the round, but it's not! Question number 5. What professional team has the current longest championship drought in all of sports, last winning a championship when I was 14 years old in 1947? Question number 6. Ooh, that feels so fun and weird to say. Number 6. Who was the youngest player to ever play in the National Basketball Association? And now for the 7th and final question of the round. Who was the last player to hit above 400 for an entire season? We're talking about baseball here. Baseball. And that brings us to the end of round 1 of Fast Facts Live Sports. Please be sure to send in your answers to Charty, all in one text, numbered 1 through 7, so Charty has an easy way to settle your scores and give you all the points that you deserve. Not the points you need, the points you deserve.
You can double or nothing.
Yeah, double or nothing if you want. Send that in the same text. I knew there was something I was forgetting to say.
It's fine. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. That's literally, yeah, okay, no, actually, Tom's here for a lot more than that. I was going to say that's literally the only thing he's here for. No, I'm only here because Tom didn't want to be the face of this. He came up with the idea, and he wanted somebody else to do it. And I love attention so much that
Yeah.
this is how it happened. This is how it occurred.
Yeah.
An occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge. Also, I just want to point out the rumors are true. Charty did eat off most of my hair, which is why I'm now left with this. So to all of you saying, you really need to get a haircut, Dan, look at what you've done. You did this. Moving on to round number 2. Take me out to the sports venue. I started way too high. Questions about the castles of sport. Question 1. Of the top 10 largest sports venues in the world by capacity, how many are not built for auto racing? 30 seconds. Moving on. The largest non-racing venue in the world by capacity is designed for association football, also known correctly as soccer, and is located in what country? 30 seconds. Moving on to number 3. The Masters tournament has always taken place at what exclusive Georgia golf course? During that entire time, I was doing my terrible Reconstruction era Georgia socialite voice that I will not subject you to until we get to the answer for this question, because I'm going to read it in that voice. Number 4, Mount Davis towered over the final venue to serve as the home of both an NFL and an MLB team at the same time in what city? To put it all together, Mount Davis is in what city? 30 seconds. Moving on to number 5. The Circuit de la Sarthe in France, ooh, I did not make my French teachers happy there, is host to what legendary race? Moving forward, the 2014 NHL Winter Classic set a record for hockey attendance, which is accurate because it was held at what venue, which is the largest stadium in the entire Western Hemisphere. And now for the last question of all you building fans. You should always remember what 64,000 seat domed stadium in South Central Texas. What is it? What do you remember? And that brings us to the end of round 2. And not to call out teams individually, but to call them out in pairs. Golf Connects and South Central All-Stars, can you please send in your answers all as one text at the end of each round, instead of sending them as individual texts throughout the round or at the end of the round? That way, Charty can keep track easier, and you are following the rules.
It's been a while since we've had to correct someone.
I know, and if you keep failing to do correctly, we'll send you to your room.
What? We can do that?
Don't make me count to 3, young man.
Oh, God.
1, 2. We'll be back in a little bit with the answers to rounds 1 and 2, rounds 3, 4, and 5, and some more fun here on Fast Facts Live. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Fast Facts Live, everyone. In case you were wondering about our intro music and how we got to use the Monday Night Football music, it's just on the APM music library. And it's there. What's it called? It's called like Football Theme or something?
No, it's like crowd open. There's like it has a total distinct name.
Yeah.
But you can search Monday Night Football on APM and it'll pop up.
And you can license it. It's just free to license.
Yeah?
We didn't. We just stole it, but
Well, we sort of licensed it.
is Jimmy APM listening? And
Well,
he might be.
also, knowing like Facebook and YouTube, we might get flagged for something.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know. If you can still hear us, that's good.
that's good. I haven't gotten any freak out texts.
That's
so
good.
That's fine.
We're going to go to the answers for round one, and it is records, of course. Which NBA player holds the record for most career points? This one's easy. It's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. My dad says he doesn't hustle. Question number two. Two NHL players played for 26 seasons. Name either of them. That is Gordie Howe and Chris Chelios. I don't know how. They probably ate their Chelios in the morning.
Huh. You don't know how?
You missed the second joke. They probably ate their Chelios in the morning.
I got the first one, and I waited until you finished talking to say the first one.
Yeah. Amateurs. Amateurs. Number three, what current Cleveland Brown holds the record for most career passing yards in college? Unfortunately, it's Case Keenum. Which former Chicago Cubs pitcher has played for the most major league teams in MLB history at 14? Again, unfortunately, it's Case Keenum. No, unfortunately, it's Edwin Jackson, who was, he's terrible. But he did throw a no-hitter in 2010.
Wow.
But he's terrible. What professional team has the current longest championship drought in all of sports, last winning a championship in 1947? Drought is an apt term for them. It's the Arizona Cardinals.
Do you know what city they were in when they won that one championship?
It was St. Louis, but they were first in Chicago.
Correct. St. Louis, send your NFL team to us. We'll win a championship, and then you'll leave.
Yeah, like the Rams.
Shut.
Who was the youngest player to ever play in the NBA? Surprisingly, it's Andrew Bynum in 2006. That's more recent than I would have thought. Who was the last player to hit above 400 for an entire season? Ted Williams. Or, if you're watching Inglourious Bastards, Teddy Ball Game. Moving on to round number two, take me out to the sports venue. Of the top 10 largest sports venues in the world by capacity, how many are not built for auto racing? 1. Speaking of that one, the largest non-racing venue in the world by capacity is designed for Association Soccer Football, SOCFoot, and is located in what country? North Korea. It's huge. Number 3, the Masters tournament has always taken place at what exclusive Georgia golf course? Of course it takes place at Augusta National, Mr. Beauregard. My course it's too tight. I'm so sorry. Mount Davis towered over the final venue to serve as the home of both an NFL and an MLB team at the same time. In what city? It was Oakland, the home for the Oakland, now Las Vegas Raiders, and the Oakland Athletics, formerly the Philadelphia Athletics. The Cirque de la Sarthe in France is host to what legendary race? Obviously, Ford v Ferrari. And also the rest of the 24 Hours of Le Mans, but mostly Ford v Ferrari. The 2014 NHL Winter Classic set a record for hockey attendance, which is accurate, because it was held at what venue, the largest stadium in the Western Hemisphere? The University of Michigan Stadium, also known as the Big House. What a dumb name. The Big House. Did a child nickname your stadium, Michigan? Be better. You should always remember what 64,000-seat domed stadium in South Central Texas, NRG Stadium. No, the Alamo Dome, which is right next to NRG Stadium.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
The Alamo Dome's in San Antonio.
I was thinking of the Astrodome
Yes, you were.
because I was wrong.
You mean the Energy Astrodome?
Is that what it is
Energy
now?
Stadium and Energy Park.
Oh. Anyway, I was wrong.
We like to point out when you're wrong, Dan.
Yeah, it should happen. Anyways, moving on to round number 3, women in sports. Give it up for the ladies. Question number 1. The Yukon women's basketball team will be moving back to the Big East this year after going 139-0 in both regular season and tournament play since joining which conference in 2013? You have 30 seconds. Before we move on to question number 2, the Washington professional football team is officially changing their name. They haven't announced what it is yet, but that news just broke. So that's good.
Sports.
Yes. Also, you had 30 seconds to answer that question, which is about the cumulative time that all of the Yukon women's team's opponents were leading them in these 139 basketball games. Question number 2. The United States women's national soccer team has 4 Olympic gold medals. How many FIFA Women's World Cup titles have they won? You couldn't hear it, but right before we came back, there was I assume a motorcycle revving up. It was loud. Number 3, the U.S. Tennis Association is located at a complex in Flushing Meadows, Queens. Despite what they tell you, Queens is not New York. That is named after what tennis great? 30 seconds. Moving on to number 4. Oh my goodness, that went so quickly. Here's number 4. I pressed the space bar once. Which collegiate women's sport requires the referee to check and make sure there was no illegal equipment used after every single goal? Hopefully we don't skip to the end, but question number 5. What team won the 2019 WNBA championship? Next question. With 30 Olympic and World Championship medals, who is the most decorated American gymnast and the 3rd most decorated in the world of all time? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Now to our 7th and final question. Danica Patrick became the first woman to win a NASCAR Cup pole series position. You can tell that I don't watch racing
NASCAR
based
Cup
on the way that I
Series
read that.
Pole position.
Yep. NASCAR Series pole cup position with the fastest qualifying lap for what famous race in 2013? And that brings us to the end of our Women in Sports category. Be sure to send in your answers to Charity. If you want a double or nothing, do it. If you don't want a double or nothing, don't do it. Send them all in as one text. Don't send in separate texts. I said separate. 7 separate texts. Don't do that, or you aren't going to watch TV for a week, mister. Okay? Now go write an apology.
You like moved out of frame, out of focus for like half a millimeter.
I did.
Forward. It was kind of it intensified your face.
Okay.
You were so angry.
I'm so angry I'm blurry. We're going to move on to the next round, and this round is sports. Notice that sports is in quotes to do my best Alex Trebek impersonation.
That has nothing to do with how Jeopardy works.
I know, it doesn't. They may be unusual, but they're definitely sports. Definitely should also be in quotes there. Anyways, question number 1. Olympic motorboating was only included in the 1908 Olympics, which was hosted in what European city? 30 seconds. Moving on to question number 2. Mark Calloway is the real name of what macabre professional wrestler? Because professional wrestling, I don't care what you say, it's a sport. Before we move forward, someone pointed out that they think that I look like Robert De Niro as Travis Bickle in Taxi Driver. And I kind of agree. It's because of the way that my head curves and how my hair sits. But I am not going to try to pick up a 14-year-old Jodie Foster. Anyways, Johnny Bananas is considered one of the greatest competitors of all time on what reality show, which is also America's 5th major sport? Question number 4. Many of Luc Besson's films feature what sport, which includes running and jumping over obstacles in an urban setting? Next question. What sport features the terms bad rack, foul line, and entry angle? Keep your minds out of the gutter. 30 seconds. Next question. How many miles do runners competing in the World Marathon Challenge have to run in 7 days? Round it to the nearest whole number. We don't want a parenthesis, just give us what the whole number is. 30 seconds. We should have told you that you were allowed to use your calculator and one sheet of scratch paper that you have to turn in after the end. But we forgot. And finally, in sports, I Want a New Drug is a song from What Huey Lewis and the News album? And that brings us to the end of round 4 of Fast Facts Live. Send in your answers to Charty. Double or nothing if you want. Even if you don't want, double or nothing. No, don't do that. You're you. Be you. Speaking of being you, I'll be me. We'll be back in a little bit with the answers to rounds 3 and 4, round 5, and our Hail Mary question, and so much more of my nonsensical drivel here on Fast Facts Live. Stay tuned. Hello again, folks. Welcome back to Fast Facts Sports. I was informed over the break that it's not Fast Facts Live Sports. It's just Fast Facts Sports. I didn't know that. Because I didn't read. We're not doing Fast Facts about live sports. It's just about all sports.
It could be pre-recorded.
The challenge is not pre-recorded, Tom. The challenge is always live. The challenge is in our hearts, because TJ hates quitters. Let's go to the answers for round 3. Women in sports. The UConn women's basketball team will be moving back to the Big East after going undefeated in what conference since 2013? The American Athletic Conference.
I am terrified for them to join the Big East.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they good.
they're real good.
I remember one time it was their game where they would tie the record for longest unbeaten streak in sports, but it was preempted on ESPN by the Beef O'Brady's Bowl. That's just wrong. Number 2, the U.S. women's soccer team has won 4 Olympic gold medals. How many World Cup titles do they have? Guess what? It's 4! The U.S. Tennis Association is located at a complex in Flushing Meadows, Queens. That's it. Not New York, just Queens. And it is named after what tennis great? That is Billie Jean King. Remember, it's women in sports, and if you said Arthur Ashe, that's just the main stadium. Which collegiate women's sport requires the referee to check and make sure that there was no illegal equipment used after every single goal? It's lacrosse for some reason. What a silly rule. Just play lacrosse. And what team won the 2019 WNBA championship? The Connecticut Sun, with 30 Olympic medals and 30 World Championship medals combined. Who is the most decorated American gymnast and third most decorated gymnast in world history? It is Simone Biles.
We have a correction.
We do?
Yeah, she's the most decorated Olympian of all time. Like
Olympian of all time, yes.
Gymnast.
Yeah.
Olympian of all time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was told to correct us, so we did.
Okay. That correction came from God. God also runs our Twitter account. Number 7, Danica Patrick became the first woman to win a NASCAR Cup Series pole position. Scooby-doo, scabadop, scooby-doo,
She was first in qualifying.
Yeah, she was first in qualifying for what famous race in 2013? Daytona 500. Not the Indy 500. I was told that's wrong. I don't know why, but it's
Indy
wrong.
cars. It's a different car.
Okay, Indiana Jones cars, I guess. Round number 4, sports. Olympic motorboating was in the 1908 Olympics in what city? London, England. Mark Calloway is the real name of what macabre professional wrestler? That is, of course, The Undertaker. Johnny Bananas is considered one of the greatest competitors of all time on what reality show, which is also America's 5th major sport? Unfortunately, no, it is not Dancing with the Stars. It is The Challenge with the Stars. Many of Luc Besson's films feature what sport, which includes running and jumping over obstacles in an urban setting? That is, of course, parkour. I would give you a demonstration of parkour, but I would probably die.
We're also accepting free running.
Yes. Or paid running. What sport features the terms bad rack, foul line, and entry angle? I also gave you an unintentional hint when I said keep your mind out of the gutter. It's bowling. B-O-W-L-I-N-G, bowling. How many miles do runners competing in the World Marathon Challenge have to run in 7 days? I do know that there is a spelling error in there. I wrote this category. I didn't notice it until I read it on air. I'm despicable. The answer is 183.4 miles. We accepted 183 because that's what we asked you to send in. And finally, I Want a New Drug is a song from what Huey Lewis and the News album? Sports. We're a cheeky little bunch here at Fast Facts Live. Absolutely cheeky. You said
There's another correction.
Another one.
This is, all right. This is like the, 12th, 13th one of these we've done?
Yes.
We've never had a question, just an answer completely wrong.
We had a completely wrong answer?
Completely wrong. Yeah, the Washington Mystics won the 2019
Oh, gosh.
championship. They played the Sun. Yeah, got that one
Yeah,
wrong.
we'd like to apologize for that
we'll
one.
Fix it.
We'll fix it.
Yeah. So if anybody said the Mystics, they got it right. Whoever said the Sun got it wrong.
Charty is going through the scores again just to ensure
Yeah,
that we
we'll
got it
fix
right.
it.
But we are going to update you on the leaderboard right now. We'll give the top 5 in no particular order, as we do. And those teams are Charty, James Harden Superfan, Bartolo Colon Ageless Wonder, Hartford Whalers, and Right Winks. They're all separated, the top 5 are all separated by about 1 point each. So it's really anyone's game. Except for some of you, it's really not your game. I think you might be mathematically eliminated right now if you don't get these all correct and get double or nothing.
Well, somebody could double or one of the top people could get double or nothing and get nothing and get nothing. Yeah, it could work.
It could work. Anyways, we're going to move on to the next round. Fast Facts Top Plays. We're not doing a grab bag. Not doing... What's it? Is it grab bag?
Toss up.
Toss up.
You always get that wrong.
I do.
We've done these like 12 times.
We're not doing that. We're doing something else. Name these historic plays. David Freese was down to his last strike not once, but twice, and then hit a triple and a walk-off home run to keep which team alive during Game 6 of the 2011 World Series? There's no extra innings in this one. You have 30 seconds. Question number 2. What name is used to refer to the game-winning touchdown thrown by Pittsburgh Steeler Terry Bradshaw that miraculously bounced into the hands of Franco Harris in 1972? Before we give you the 30 seconds, Franco Harris is such a cool name. Anyway, now you have 30 seconds. Does this haircut make my forehead look big?
Yes.
No. It's just that my forehead is big. During the 2016 World Series, which Cubs player became the first player in MLB history to hit a leadoff home run in a World Series Game 7? You have 30 seconds. Moving on to number 4. The 2000 AFC wildcard game in Nashville saw a lateral pass on a kick return that ended in a 75-yard game-winning touchdown, now known as what? If you don't watch football, it's like I was speaking French right there. Question number 5. In what is now known as the tackle, Mike Jones stopped the Tennessee Titans again, 1 yard short in Super Bowl 34, and clinched the only championship for which NFL franchise? Number 6. Forever known as the other The Shot, which future member of the Dream Team hit the game-winning shot with 2.1 seconds left to send Duke to the 1992 Final Four? And now our 7th and final question in our top plays category. We should have counted this down 7-1.
Yeah, probably.
Whatever. What college football Hall of Famer threw an epic Hail Mary? An epic Hail Mary. So, okay, I was just picturing somebody doing an epic prayer. Hail Mary. To give Boston College a win over the U in 1984, now known as the Miracle in Miami. Who was the quarterback? And that is the end of our final category. Before we go on to the Hail Mary, send in your answers to Charty for round 5. Do double or nothing if you want to, and you haven't done so already. If you don't want to use it, it's your last chance. Also, before we go on to the Hail Mary, in case you're wondering what Cubs player's uniform I'm wearing right now, no, it's not Sammy Sosa, it's not Chris Bryant, it's not Anthony Rizzo. It's Ryan Theriot. Ryan the Riot Theriot. Anyways, I'm not going to turn around, but just believe me. I also think it's another knockoff jersey. I was going to wear my Bears uniform that I have. It's incredibly cheap and incredibly fake. We might post a picture on our Instagram or something. Anyways, Hail Mary. This is worth 50% of your current score if you get it right. It's worth nothing if you get it wrong. Here we go. What do you call the visual display of any choreographed flag, sign, or banner in the stands of a stadium that is created by fans and supporters, most commonly found in association football, correctly known as soccer? You have 30 seconds. Good luck. And that is the end of our Hail Mary question. I hope you got it right. I didn't. Even though I know the answer, I still didn't remember what it was. Send it in to Charty. Hopefully you did. We'll be back with the answers to round 5 and the Hail Mary question. Maybe a tiebreaker. We don't know. We'll have to see how the cookie crumbles, how the score settles. But stay tuned. We'll be right back with Fast Facts Live. Welcome back to Fast Facts Live. Before we go into the answers for round 5, just want to give a quick plug to all of our new viewers, new players. We normally play on Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Come back this week on Wednesday where we'll have another regular edition of Fast Facts Live. It won't be all sports. It'll be a wide range of categories where we ignore science completely.
And it'll be shorter.
And it'll be shorter. Only 5 questions in each round. So do that. Also, if you're looking for a movie podcast, listen to my podcast, In Conclusion. It's fun. This Thursday, we will have an episode about High School Musical. Because we're all in this together. And final plug, if you're looking to hire someone for any job, anything, hire Mallory Winkler. Visit our website, MalloryWinkler.com. This is where we would have a bug right here, except we didn't plan this. I'm just kind of talking right now. Yeah. Anyways, that's it. Now to go on the answers for round 5. David Freese was down to his last strike not once but twice, then hit a triple and a walk-off home run to keep which team alive during Game 6 of the 2011 World Series? The St. Louis Cardinals. Woo! It's like a dirty word. What name is used to refer to the game-winning touchdown thrown by Pittsburgh Steeler Terry Bradshaw that miraculously bounced into the hands of Franco Harris in 1972? What was weird is that Terry Bradshaw threw the pass in 1968, and it took 4 years for it to get to Franco Harris. It is the Immaculate Reception. During the 2016 World Series, which Cubs player became the first player in MLB history to hit a leadoff home run in a World Series Game 7? No, it's not Anthony Rizzo. No, it's not Chris Bryant. It is Dexter Fowler.
Noted Cardinal Dexter Fowler.
The 2000 AFC wildcard game in Nashville saw a lateral pass on a kick return that ended in a 75-yard game-winning touchdown, which is now known as what? The Music City Miracle. In what is now known as the tackle, Mike Jones stopped literally the same Tennessee Titans team. The same one. 1 yard short in Super Bowl 34 and clinched the only championship for which NFL franchise? The Los Angeles Rams. Sure, they may have been playing in St. Louis at that time, but you know who else plays in St. Louis? The Cardinals.
And my high school's football team, now coached by Mike the Tackle Jones.
That's weird. That's weird.
It's a little weird.
That's weird. Forever known as the other The Shot, which future member of the Dream Team hit the game-winning shot with 2.1 seconds left to send Duke to the 92 Final Four? The answer is Christian Laettner. When I was reading these questions when Tom wrote them, he said, forever known as The Shot, and I went, Michael Jordan. He went, no. And I was like, Google The Shot. First result, Michael Jordan. Anyways, number 7.
Why didn't you choke when you said Christian Laettner?
He's fun to hate. The Cardinals I hate from deep down. Like I hate the Cavaliers.
Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like the pit in my stomach.
What about the Knicks?
Defund the Knicks. That's my political statement. Anyways, number 7. What college football Hall of Famer threw an epic Hail Mary to give Boston College a win over the U, Miami, in 1984, now known as the Miracle in Miami? Noted Chicago Bear Doug Flutie.
Yeah.
He was on the Bears. He was fine. What do you call the visual display of any choreographed flag, sign, or banner in the stands of a stadium that is created by fans and supporters, most commonly found in association football, better known as soccer? I want to go with the team that answered no thank you for this question. But no, it is in fact TIFO. TIFO. It's like...
You've seen it, you just don't know what it's called.
Or it's like when you go to the dentist and you notice that you have a lot of teeth in the back and you go, hey, what are these TIFO? Thank you. Now to go over the scores to see if we have a tiebreaker or not, I'm going to hit reload on our fancy-dancy scoring machine and go to rank And, oh no, we have an out-and-out winner, which means I'll show you our tiebreaker question. What year did Sports by Huey Lewis and the News come out? The answer is 1983. Yeah. Anyways, now the winner and every other team. In 14th and final place, Golf Connects Intern's Dad LF with 6 points. In 13th place, doing better than they expected, Not Quiz Cats with 9 points. Tied in 11th place, we have Gampops and Z-Team with 10 points each. Tied in 9th place, we have Joe and the Ferbers and McFarland USA, the video game. In 8th place, we have Charty with 17 points. Charty pulling double duty, both playing and keeping score. Good for them. In 7th place, we have James Harden Superfan with 19 points. First of all, I'm sorry about James Harden. Yeah. In 6th place, we have the South County All-Stars with 21 points. In 4th place, with 22 points, we have both the Hartford Whalers and Bartolo Colon Ageless Wonder. In 3rd place, we have the Right Winks with 25 points. In 2nd place, so close to having me have to advertise his playlist on Spotify, we have Landro's Best Jams on Spotify with 27 points. I'll advertise it anyway. Look up Landro's Best Jams as a playlist on Spotify. It was a deal I made. And in 1st place with 31 points, we have Colowins. Congratulations to Colowins on your championship victory here on Fast Facts Sports. Not Fast Facts Live Sports, just sports. We will be mailing you a trophy.
Wait, what?
We won't be mailing you a trophy.
You think we have any sort of budget to do anything?
No.
No.
In fact, I have to pay for my time here.
Yeah.
Oh no, we've gone over. Now I have to pay double.
Yeah, you're in overtime.
Oh God. Thank you to everybody for playing this week.
That was a sports thing.
Ah, overtime.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Thank you to everyone for playing. Thank you, Tom, for producing.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Charty, for keeping score. We can't do it without you. We can't do it without you. Honestly, this could run without me. Thank you to everybody for playing once again. We'll be back on Wednesday with a regularly scheduled edition of Fast Facts Live. But after this Wednesday, we will be taking a 1-week break because Tom will be out of town. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe. Have fun. If you can donate to causes that need your help, do so because it's always good to help people. See you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.